Hello everyone, Niev here, and welcome to July's Enchanted Expectations. All right, so this is basically my month in review of June, as well as my plans, spiritual tarot plans for July. All right, so I have my two main books out here, my agendas, journals, etc. This is my spiritual journal, and this is just my regular agenda. And let's go over what I did for June. Okay, so my spiritual journal here. All right, here we are. All right, so I normally do a card a day at night, or most days rather, because as you can see, there are many skipped days, and I did most of them here. And the deck that I use is the Anna K Tarot. It's my own personal deck, so I tend to just use that for myself, and I usually don't bring it out for these videos since I use that deck pretty much every day. I mean, as you can see, there were a few skip days. There was like 4 days in a row that I skipped right here. Last month I did a pretty good job doing almost every day. I only missed a few, but it was a little less successful this month, but that's okay. And at the top, I didn't put in June's, but I list the kami or yokai that I'm focusing on that month from the Kami to Yokai Oracle. And June's yokai was Ao Andon, and I have the video up of me going through the pages, decorating the pages, and talking about this particular yokai and her story. And yeah, so please go check that out. It should be the video right before this, I believe. So there we go. So this was June's yokai. All right, so let's see. Let's go to the pages. All right, so the weekly pages here. I really like the decorations that I did in some of these. I'm actually going to pull this out, put the pencil board here. We'll just have this off to the side here. Yeah, so I really liked the decorations I did this month. I will say I have not really been doing the week ahead reading. I did it for the first 2 weeks here. I was really bad about it last month and didn't do it at all. Yeah, last month's was really bad. I did do the first 2 weeks, but like barely, and I didn't even write down my interpretations, so I'm just not doing a very good job with that. And so what I'm doing for my week ahead, or what I'm trying to do for my week ahead, I have Calic cards in my mystery envelopes for each month. So this was June's mystery cards, and it's 1 card per week. Since the Calic cards are there are 52 cards for the 52 weeks of the year, and so I shuffled them and split them up throughout the year, and so it's representing a random week to represent that week. So only once though have I had the card line up with the actual week that we were in, but so far that has not happened again, which, you know, it was unlikely to happen in the first place. But you know, I liked the idea of this practice. It's just that I don't really do, like, I keep not doing my week ahead reading. So I did it for the first 2 weeks. Didn't even write down a description though. I just pulled cards and kind of made a mental note, and then I didn't do it for the last 2 weeks. I did put a picture of myself right there just because I wanted to fill up that space. Yeah, so this first week, every night I pull, well, every week I pick a deck or two, usually 2 decks that I like to pair, and I do a nightly reading, or mostly nightly. I only missed 1 week, or 1 day this first week here, but normally I miss a few, but I did pretty good this week. But I pull cards. Usually it's a 3-card layout. Sometimes it's a bit different, depending on the decks that I chose. And it's kind of just a yeah, a little bit of a predictive reading for the next day, something I should think about. And that's just kind of been my general practice for the last couple years. So I'm still trying to stick to it. And like I said, I try to do most nights, but you know, sometimes we get to bed really late. And when we get to bed really late, I don't want to pull out my decks and stuff. So I want to go to sleep. So that's why sometimes I miss days. But the first week I did the Crystal Keys Tarot with the Crystallary Oracle. I really like that. I think those two pair together very well. The next week, as you can see, I only did, well, actually, I did the first day. I was having some trouble with my pen showing up on the coloring that I had done on this. I think this was a one of the watercolors the new watercolors that I got, but the regular pen that comes with this was not working on this, which was very annoying. So the last, like, it worked the first week and then it just stopped working. So I took a picture of this one, maybe, I think, but I never put in my my interpretation, but that's fine. Yeah, anyway, I used the Ignis Arcanae Tarot. That is the fire one, with the Oracle of Oddities, and I like that. That combination was nice. So the next week after that, and I'm not showing these cards only because I show what cards I plan to use during these videos for my month ahead part. So you'll see the decks and the combinations that I'm going to use for July in this video. But me going over the previous month, I'm just kind of talking about it. So this one, I love the way the art on this one turned out. It got a little crinkly because of all the water I was using. It got a little crinkly, but I really liked this page. It turned out really pretty. But I didn't do my week ahead, so there's no picture here. There's no description of my reading. This week I used the Grimalkin's Curious Cats with the Coastal Curiosities, and we'll see this combination a little bit later because I also use this for one of my moon readings. And those I do go over the cards that I use because I usually pick those decks like as the moon reading comes upon me, so I don't have them pre-picked usually for these videos. So yeah, and I really like this combination, but we'll discuss that in a moment. Last week, this was the one where I missed like 4 days in a row. But I love this combination. It's the Velvet Heart Tarot with the Echo Tarot. I'm really loving this combination of decks. The two of them go together very well. Yeah, this is actually like the first I think this was actually the first week of summer vacation for my kids. So we've kind of been staying up a little later, and that's kind of why this week I didn't get a lot of my nightly reading done. So yeah, and love this combination too. We're also going to see this a little bit later on for the moon readings. And speaking of, we're going to do that right now, the moon readings. All right, so the first one, this was actually technically from the previous month because I believe this was the, what was it? It was, let me check the thing here. This was the full moon in Sagittarius, I believe. Yes, I do believe this was the full moon in Sagittarius. I didn't put the titles on here of what moon it was. Yeah, I normally do that, but I just didn't this month. So yes, the first one was the full moon in Sagittarius, and that was with the Velvet Heart Tarot with the Echo Tarot, and I also used some of the divination cards. So this is the box for the divination, and I did do a whole video kind of discussing the system of this this deck collection. Yeah, and I really like it. It's very pop culture, like animation, and lots of different cartoons, etc. And like we have Moe's Tavern here from The Simpsons. We've got Wile E. Coyote. We've got a Quail Man belt from the show Doug. So it's a wide range of cartoons. Some of them are older, like 90s cartoons. Some of them are newer. So yeah, and I'm mentioning this also because I think this is like going out of print, I think. And they had a few more, because they have different expansions, and I was going to try to get to the rest of the expansions, but they closed down their shop, and it says they're coming back, but then at the same time, it's kind of confusing because it says we're on a short break. When we come back, we'll be open until the 28th of June, but today's the 29th, and it still says that. They never like came back. I had a whole bunch of their decks in my cart ready to check out. I was just kind of, dilly-dallying and waiting, and I don't know if I missed it or not, so I don't know if they're going to come back and empty out their stock or not, but I wanted to get the rest of their collection of the Divinimation and just to finish it off. Anyway, it comes, each of their cards come in 3 categories: their locations, characters, or objects, and they run a wide range of shows. And I have several, because I have cards in the rest of these. These are cards that I'm just not planning on using or actively using. I basically went through the entire collection of all the decks that I got from them from this collection and picked out my favorite locations, my favorite characters, and my favorite objects, and kind of just kept them in these and use them as such. So you can mix and match, create your own deck, etc. So that's kind of what I do with that. I'm going to try to move this off to the side. Sorry if it's in the way. So this was basically the layout that I did for that full moon reading, and I do my full moons with the Irish goddess Bridget. So what I did here was I did a center meditation, and this was the line that I pulled. Well, these weren't the exact cards, but in my meditation with Bridget, I pulled a location card from the location pack over here. Pulled a location card, and then in that meditation I pulled a character card, and then I pulled an object card, and that was basically the center meditation line, what everything's based on. And I just kind of made this spread up as I as I was doing this meditation. And so from there, I read the other cards kind of like a 6-card reading, so as you can see, this is a 9-card reading, but I kind of read the other cards as a 6-card. So I did my as above. This is the arrow pointing up and using the Velvet Heart Tarot here. And then I did my so below right here. This is the arrow pointing down. And then I did the columns. So this was kind of a beginning, middle, and end of the month. And then I read these together, this with this with this. So I hope that makes sense. And then finally, I did the rows here, which was basically this is the reality of the situation. This is what's going on. These are things that I can't control that are sort of happening to me, or also could include thoughts, feelings, dreams, hopes, etc. More intangible things. And then down here is the tangible things, or the things that I have more control over are down here. So that was basically my reading for the full moon. And I really, really, really like these decks together. I mean, this was a fun addition to this, but I'm more talking about the Velvet Heart with the Echo Tarot. These 2 decks to go together so well, and I like that they're the same size. The Echo Tarot is just a sliver taller than the Velvet Heart, but man, did they go together so well. I'm so happy to have this pairing here in my collection. So, and then we can switch out the location. This is the South Park School. We've got BoJack Horseman for the character. We've got the specials board from Bob's Burgers, etc. So really fun combination that I did here. And this video will be going up on the 30th, so it might be too late. It's the 30th in America. I don't know. It's probably going to be too late, but Chanel's shop is closing for good on the 30th. I don't know if it's like 30th Australian time or 30th some other time zone, but yeah, so all of her decks will be as far as we know permanently out of print. So this might be too late, but if it's not, this is your very, very, very last chance, supposedly, to get some of her decks. Like, I do hope they come back. I do hope they come back. I don't even care if it's like, you know, I say it's going to be out of print forever, and then, oh, I come back. Like, I don't care. I would love for it to come back. So, and I got several of her decks. I think I got a total of 5. 2 are still in transit. I also got the Velvet Heart Tarot. I have the Moonlit Tarot and the Deathly Flowers. What's coming in is the Concordance Oracle and the Vintage Daydreams Oracle. So both of those are coming in. I didn't, like, I have the Chromatica. Yeah, Chromatica. I have the Chromatica in my cart, but it's just a little out of my price range personally. So, like, I don't know that I'm actually going to check out, because it's going to cost me over $100 if I get that deck. And it's like, ugh. And the other one I was thinking about getting was a Wonder Milk Oracle that she has, which I really, really like. I love the art on that one. And it's totally my jam too, because it's very, like, it feels like it would pair really, really well with the Housewives Tarot. Not that I have that one. My mom has that deck, but I love the Housewives Tarot, though, and I feel like that Wonder Milk would pair perfectly with that. My only issue, and the only reason I didn't get it, is it's a front and back deck, and some people love that. Some people love front and back. I happen to be one of those people that kind of hates that design, personally, and that's obviously just a personal preference. I don't really like front and back decks. Sorry if you can hear my dog. Yeah, I don't really like front and back. So, like, if she ever comes back and perhaps comes out with a version of that has a uniform back and maybe just a keyword or something on it, I would totally get the Wonder Milk Oracle, because I love the style of that. I just don't like front and back decks personally. But yeah, so definitely go on there if it's still available, and if it's not, I do apologize. And I also wanted to say that the creator of the Echo Tarot, Tianasaurus Hex, Tiana Kashishian. So they also came out with a new coloration of their Folk Animal Oracle, and I am definitely planning on getting that as well. It's coming out in the Blueberry edition, and I really wanted a Blueberry version of that, of the Folk Animal. There's a Blueberry edition of the Echo Tarot too, but I wanted, because the coloration is different from both decks, I wanted the blueberry of one and the strawberry from the other one. And I know they're not necessarily meant to pair together, but I would probably pair them together. So I just wanted one in a different colorway. And I'll probably make a similar bag to it. This is one of my favorite bags that I've made. So yeah. So the next moon reading was the I'm gonna have to check the the thing here. This was the third quarter moon in Pisces. That's Pisces, right? Yeah. Third quarter moon here. And I used where is it? Here it is. It is the Wise Dog Tarot. And I used the Celtic Tree Oracle cards that are in here. So they are. I didn't use the Ogham staves. I just used the cards themselves. So let me pull all of this out. So the third quarter moons I do with the Irish god Lugh, and my deck, the deck that I have that is specifically dedicated to Lugh, is the Wise Dog Tarot, and here is the cool bag that I made for it. It's a Celtic paw print here. Really like how this turned out, and it's a dog themed inside here. Very cool. Anyway, and I usually use this deck around this time. It's definitely my late summer, early autumn deck. I mean, we're coming up on Lunasa. August 1st is Lunasa, and that is obviously named for Lugh, and so that's I focus August on Lou. So I will be using this deck at the end of July, at the beginning of August. So we will see this again a little bit later. So yeah, anyway, so what I did here, I just kind of did a 6 card. I've really been enjoying the 6 card layout lately, and I did the OM cards up at the top, and I'm not using the interpretations from this book. I'm not even sure where the book is for this. I've had this deck for ages and ages. Yeah, I want to say like 20 years I've had this deck, but maybe I'm wrong on that. But anyway, what I use for interpretations, I use the OM book by Lauren. I can't remember her name, or their name. I'm so sorry. Maybe I'll put it up on the screen. Rowan. Anyway, I always forget that person's name, the author. But it's a great book. Highly recommended. And I tend to go with recommendations by the Irish Pagan School for things having to do with Irish paganism and Irish witchcraft, etc. So and that is one of that is the main book that they recommend. So it's that, and plus Morgan Daimler's paper and work on the OM. And the Irish Pagan School also has a whole subsection specifically around the OM. And I have yet to take their OM courses. I've only taken the free ones so far, but I definitely plan to take some of their courses at some point so I can have a better understanding of the OM. Yeah, because it is, Irish paganism is a big, it's the main part of my practice. So, yeah, and the OM is very much tied in with that. So yeah, love the combination here. I just kind of, what did I do for this? Let's see. I read this. Okay, I use these as spread positions, looks like. So it wasn't even a 6-card reading. This was describing this card. This was describing, yeah, it was almost like houses or spread positions. And that's basically how I used it. Yeah, I really, really enjoy this combination. And I only show a little bit more since, it's kind of, once you've seen a couple of these layouts here, you've kind of seen how they go together. And I think they go together very well. So I am using this deck again at the end of July as we enter into August. So we will see this again. So the next one was the new moon. The new moon I used, it's right over here. I used the Unfinished Business Tarot with the Morrigan Oracle cards, and I also used OM staves on top. So not the cards, but the staves themselves. So I used the staves on top of them. I'll probably leave these in here for this, and I'll lay out what I did here. Okay, so my new moons are done with the Irish Goddess on Morrigan, and this one I focused a bit on the ancestor work, and my ancestor card of the month was Grandmother, and with the scholar archetype here, and yeah, I'm pretty sure this was my Nana. My Nana is my main ancestor that comes through for me. So I got Grandmother, and my Nana was my great-grandmother. And combined with the scholar card, I have a picture of my Nana in her cap and gown and stuff. And this just felt like my Nana. So that was who probably came through. It's possible it was a different grandmother somewhere down the line, but I'm pretty sure it was my Nana, so I'm proceeding with that. So basically what I did for here, the cards from the Unfinished Business were the message from my ancestor, and the cards down here from the Morrigan Oracle was the message from on Morrigan, and then I pulled OM staves to connect each of the message, each parts of the message. So that was kind of my layout and how I did it, and then I also did a as above and so below of this reading. As I said, I've been really enjoying the 6-card layout in various combinations of decks and, switching out which goes where, etc. I've just really been enjoying the 6-card layout. I will say I absolutely hate this cardstock. Yeah, I'm like, I would love to sit here and just sing praises on every deck creator, everyone who creates a deck, because I have a deck. I have a deck on MakePlayingCards. I'll mention it a little bit later. I think I meant to mention that first thing in the video, but I already forgot about it because I'm terrible at marketing myself. So I already forgot to mention my own deck that I have on MakePlayingCards. But yeah, I'll mention that right after we're done with this, with the moon readings here. And I absolutely love MJ Cullinane's work. I have so many MJ Cullinane decks. Like, I have several, and they tend to be the main ones that I use for deity work. Like the Wise Dog Tarot is MJ Cullinane. The next deck I'm going to pull out for the next reading was by that creator too. So like I have many of their decks and I love them, and I really use them. I use the heck out of them. But the new cardstock for the independent decks is just like, I'm sorry, it's really bad. It's super cardboardy, very thick. There's no way in hell I can shuffle this. I have to overhand, which I'm terrible at doing. I prefer riffle shuffling. I'll overhand if I have to, and this deck I have to. But even overhand, it just feels like cardboard. It feels like it's stiff and cardboardy and kind of clumps together, and I'm sorry. I really wish I could only say positive things about MJ Cullinane's decks, but I really, really hope the independent cardstock changes, because I absolutely love the old independent cardstock. Like, the next deck I'm going to pull out is from the Grimalkins, and this is the independent version, not the mass market, and I love this cardstock, but my goodness, I just, and I want to love this deck more, but the cardstock is so bad. Like, it's just, all right. Anyway, I do like this combination a lot. I'm going to put these Ohm away. I like this combination a lot. The Unfinished Business with the Morrigan Oracle cards. I think the vibes go really, really well. The colors match pretty well. Yeah, I think this is a good vibe. It's very ancestry. It's very, I wouldn't even say mysterious, but more, how would I describe this? Dark, but not like dark, like, my Murder of Crows dark or my Somnia Tarot dark, but like, I mean, just, it's got an ancestor vibe to it. It's got a slightly morbid vibe to it. And this deck is kind of morbid. It's kind of dark. Oh, and this one is very on Morrigan to me, this Queen of Swords. But the Queen of Swords in general feels very on Morrigan to me. But yeah, so, I mean, there's something that's just very rough. Maybe rough is what I'm looking for. Very, ancestry, rough, etc. about this combination. So, yeah, it worked very well. Okay, so that brings me to the final moon reading. This was the first quarter moon what was the first quarter moon in? So the new moon was in Gemini. First quarter moon was in Virgo here. So this was in Virgo. And as mentioned, I used the Grimalkin's Curious Cats, and I combined it with the Coastal Curiosities. And I also pulled one card from the Wild Unknown Archetypes. So let me set up what I did here. Okay, had to zoom out for this one because this was a bit of a larger spread here. Now, I do believe the center card that I pulled, I actually chose myself beforehand. I chose the self card, but it could be randomized. You could be picking any number of these, any of these to have as the center or the focus, but I specifically chose the self card for this reading. So what I did here, and let me turn this a little bit so it's a little bit more centered. Sorry if you're seeing the side stuff here, but So because on the first quarter moons, I usually do these with the Irish god Ondagda. First quarter moons are with Ondagda. But this was also done on the same day as the summer solstice, which I focus on the Irish goddess Anya on the summer solstice. So because it fell on the same day, I kind of combined that here. And so what I did, the two cards here, this represented the message from Ondagda. And even though this is upside down, reversed, this is not read reversed. It's just circling the center card. These are all read upright. I don't read reversals personally. This is just how I'm laying it out. It's like, you know, all the ends of the cards are at the center here. So the message from Ondagda was these two cards. The message from Anya was these two cards. And these were the connector cards from the Coastal Curiosities. And yeah, love the way this turned out. By the way, I also every month post pictures of my moon readings on my Instagram. And I believe these ones will actually go up on the same day that this video goes up. So my Instagram post will coincide with this video that goes up on Tuesday. So yeah, love the way this turned out. I really do like this combination of the Grimalkin's Curious Cats with the Coastal Curiosities. Like, here we go. Another round of these. I think they go together really, really well. But then again, like, Coastal Curiosities is one of those decks that just kind of goes together with like every deck or almost every deck. So yeah. And I love getting the frog card here. Admire. Yeah, so this turned out lovely. And again, like I said, you could use any of the circle cards in the center. I just specifically pulled out the self card for this particular reading. Yeah. So there we go. All right, let me put these away. Oh, and as mentioned, the cardstock for the Grimalkin's Curious Cats is just infinitely better than the Unfinished Business. Like, this is so nice and bendy. I can riffle shuffle this, even though the cards are larger. They're wider. I think they're about the same height as a typical tarot deck, but they're wider, and this side shuffles really, really well because it's nice and bendy, and I can actually put my hands around it. Side shuffles just fine. Even do a little bit of a bridge with it. Like, this is just fine. I've never had a problem with the original independent cardstock from MJ Cullinane. So I wish the newer decks were the same cardstock. I know some people didn't like this cardstock because it is very slippy. So for some people, that might be a deterrent. I like the slippy, you know, I like that. And it just makes it easier to shuffle. So yeah. So as mentioned, I do have my own deck on MakePlayingCards, and this is called the Long Week in Lenormand, and it's actually a deck that I made about 5 years ago. The original is in here. I did all of the artwork on this Bristol board art paper here, and then backed it with some contact paper, and this was all done in a matter of a few days. I think technically it was a total of 6 days, but it was more that I did like 1 or 2 cards on one day, and then we had a 4-day long weekend, and I did most of the artwork within like 2 or 3 days. So all of these cards were done. And this is my dog, by the way. All of these cards were done in a matter of basically, well, total of 6 days, but basically more like 3 days, 3, maybe 4 days. And that is why this is called the Long Week in Lenormand. And I made it in a bridge size here. So did some minor adjustments on Photoshop. Absolutely no AI was involved in making this, not knowingly anyway. I did all the artwork myself and just adjusted in Photoshop so that it would fit on this size cardstock. Let me actually zoom in a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, so I did all of this you know, in one long weekend, and then and adjusted it on Photoshop. And I had it up on my channel, or not channel, but the my Make Playing Cards shop for a while. But the first iteration that I had on there was formatted incorrectly. My fault. I didn't quite understand the formatting instructions, and so in last month I took down my old the old version that I had on there, and I completely reformatted it in Photoshop. So now it is available in much cleaner version here, and I also have it available here in this hollow. I absolutely love the hollow. It's so fun. I also redid the backs. I created this completely in Photoshop, just with paint tools and whatever. So yeah, and I really like the way this turned out. Ooh, look at the stars card. So cool. I do have up in the corners, you can see that I have them numbered here. Oop, focus, there we go. I have them numbered, and I also have the playing card associations on there. And the people cards are all they're all like blue people, and they're just called person and partner. Here's child. The writer card also is so here's person and partner. And the writer card was in here somewhere, right here. So all the people in this deck are like blue alien kind of creatures. So yeah, there we go. And so I do have two size versions. I have this in the bridge size, which is this size, in the hollow version like this, where it's got that holographic kind of quality to it. And I also have it in a plain version that does not have the holographic. The plain version does come with the tin. Yeah, so the holographic version does not come with a tin. It's just shrink wrapped, and that was basically just because, you know, I wanted to try to keep costs down, and adding the hollow already added a cost to it. So so yeah. Anyway, so that is my deck. It's on Make Playing Cards. Make Playing Cards. Make Playing Cards. So definitely go check that out if you're interested. I also want to mention that Robin from Robin's Reflections sent me a couple of decks, and the other one we're going to show, because I'm going to use it as one of my weekly readers for July, but this was the other one that she sent me, and it's the Cards of Camelot. And I don't normally do individual walkthroughs of playing cards. This is a playing card deck based on characters from Camelot, Arthurian myths. So each of the court cards are an actual character from Arthurian legends, and then the cards, they're huge. Oh my gosh, I did not realize they were so big. These are huge cards. So I am excited to use this deck at some point. I'm still trying to get used to playing card divination, trying to figure out what system works best for me. But I do love the character cards on this, and it's very cool. I'm considering kind of deviating from this Camelot sort of theme here, and kind of associating different figures with these, because it doesn't have any names on here, so I don't necessarily have to be limited to Camelot. You know, I could, aces also have people on them. I could correlate these with different Celtic or Irish deities if I feel so inclined, but I don't know. I want to sort of feel this deck out and see how I like it. So really cool. Thank you so much, Robin. And the other deck we will go through in a moment. So as far as books go, I'm still very much reading The Morrigan, Ireland's Goddess by Laura O'Brien. This is who runs the Irish Pagan School, so obviously I'm very interested in that. I am an extremely slow reader, though. It takes me a very long time to get through books, so there's no way I can read a book, not one like this, in a month. I can't. It's near impossible for me. So I mentioned it in my last 2 videos, perhaps. I think I started reading it at the beginning of June, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, and this is how far I'm in on it. So it takes me a very long time to read books. So I am enjoying this. And yeah, so I'm still reading that. So I also grabbed, I have a fiction book that I just got, and I almost never read fiction. And here it is. It is called A Forbidden Alchemy. It's by Stacey McEwen. Let's see. I don't know. It's a New York Times bestseller. I got it, honestly, 2 days ago, just randomly. It was on a whim. We were out in doing our big... we go to a place, it's like Costco. It's not Costco. It's called BJ's, which we make lots of jokes about. But, and it's very much, it's like a Costco. So it's like a membership sort of thing. And we only go like twice a year, usually for summer vacation, to stock up since the kids are out of school. So we have a bunch of stuff for them to eat and whatever. But they have other things at BJ's. They have clothes and they have books and stuff. And so we're just looking through the books, and I mean, this one, it's got cool edging. And I almost didn't grab it. But I did a little Google search on this book series, because this is book one of a series. It's an artisan trilogy. And it seemed kind of interesting. So I was like, sure, why not? I'm not really a fiction reader, but I'll give this a shot, and who knows? It's a romantasy, and like the descriptions online likened it to like Peaky Blinders, and I love Peaky Blinders, so I was like, oh, that's cool. And it's got a whole magical system too, and I love fantasy type stuff. And so yeah, I'm gonna give this a shot, and hopefully I'll be able to read at least some of it. And I'll check back in at the end of next month, though I may not have even started it by then. But yeah, so there we go. There, I got a fiction book. Okay, so it's time to open the mystery cards for July. These were the cards that I got for June. The ancestor card was grandmother with the scholar archetype. Pretty sure that was my great-grandma, but who knows? These were the weekly Calic cards, which I did not stay on top of. And this was the yokai from the Kamito yokai. All right, let's pull out July's cards. All right, so July. Okay, so pulling out all these cards. This is the freezer paper that I keep in here. This is the second year I've used these envelopes. The first year I actually did the hot wax and stuff on it. So I had the freezer paper in here to protect the cards. And seeing how they ripped up the envelope a little bit, it's a good thing I did that. So that I'm going to try to reuse these again for 2027. All right. So let me lay these out. Let's see. Here is the Cowlet card and the ancestor cards and the week, the month ahead. So there's 5 weeks we have going on here in July. All right, so let's do the yokai here. We have Umizato. Umi right here, that means sea. Zato. Okay, interesting. Let me see if I can grab the book for that. Okay, here's the book. And Umizato. And this is in French, so if you don't speak French, then you can screen grab it and Google Lens it. And if you do speak French, well, lucky you. There we go. All right, so there's not a whole lot written about this particular yokai, but I'm excited to see what this is all about. All right, there we go. Sorry if you hear crunching going on in the background. I just gave my dog some food, so she's behind me eating her breakfast. So the ancestor. Grandson. Nice. Like, so far, this is now the 7th card that I've gotten this year for the ancestor card, and all but one of them have been a male ancestor. So not sure who this could represent in my family tree, but there we go. And it is connected to this card, the Pathless. Ooh, okay. This could be a very interesting study here of this ancestor, the Pathless. Wow. Okay, so week 1, we have this card here. This is week number 49, and I think this is the autumn card. So let me find card number 49, see what they call it here. Twilight. Okay, so I'm not actually going to read each of these pages. I will just put it on screen for you here. So just representing acceptance or a final phase of something. So that will be the first week of July. Next week, we have a winter card. This is card number 9. So card number 9, it looks like a tower. So let's see. Card 9, 6, 8, 9. Tower. Yes. Okay. And it looks pretty similar to the tower in Lenormand. So institutions, authority, regulation, order, enforcement, bureaucracy, politics. All right. So there we go. So that is week 2. Week 3, we have another autumn card. This is card number 45. Is it like a doorway? Let's see. 45. I'm still like, I haven't done a real deep study of the Calic cards. I was hoping this would be my introduction or study of these cards, but, it's kind of been hit or miss on whether I actually follow through with it. So I do need to do a more thorough study of this deck. Okay, so gate, not doorway. Okay, so here is the page for gate. The gate card shows an old portal. Okay, so confused. That's an interesting keyword for a gate. Confused, insecure, doubt, distrust, worrying thoughts, delusional, ignorance, fear, and sinister. Wow, these are not keywords that I would use to associate with a gate. I feel like this feels more like a portal to like a portal, like a transformation of going through something, I mean, yes, it's very misty and mysterious, but and mysterious could be a good keyword for this. I just don't know that I totally agree with these particular keywords for a card representing a gate or a doorway or a portal. Interesting. All right, so this is week 1, 2, 3. 4, we have, a summer card. Nice. Card number 31. So it's nice to, because this is almost like a sinister doorway, and then we have something nice and shiny on the other side. So card 31, let's see. This is Mermaid. Okay, perfect. Mermaid. Did I show the card? I don't think I showed the card. Oop, focus. There we go. Mermaid. So here are the keywords for this: careless, playful, sporty, unpretentious, healthy, impulsive, striking, lightness, eccentric, self-willed. I'm also, it's funny because as sunny and bright as this is, I was also thinking about the negative sort of sides to, say, a siren type creature, or something that's very luring, that's kind of innocent on the outside. And there's like a woman here in the background too. Interesting. Oh, is that the mast of the ship? Like that's yeah, I think so. It's the decoration of the ship. It's a woman. So very interesting. All right, I just knocked some of these over. Sorry. And then the final week we have, this is a spring card number 16. It's one of the people cards. There's a few, each season I think has like a person card. So I think that's it here. 16. Again, I'm still not quite sure on the system here. So this is Askling of the past. So here is, it's a querent or a person card. But there's more to it than just that. So I do believe each of the seasons has a querent or a person card, and this is one of them. So there we go. I'll leave that up here. Okay, so those were my cards for the month. Now, normally at this point, I show video footage of me decorating the pages for the weekly pages for the month ahead. However, I have not decorated the pages for the month ahead. So, and we're already 47 minutes into this video, so I'm just not going to do that. I'm just going to quickly go over my plans on which decks I'm going to use for my nightly readers. All right, so week 1. So for week 1, I am going to use the Terra Arcanae with the Celtic Tree Oracle deck. So, yeah, and I'm still in the mood for this deck. So I think this could go really well. I'm probably going to do something like this where I'm doing the spread positions, the 6 positions. these are what's describing each of the cards. It's kind of a spread position or a house system here. Yeah, I think this is going to turn out just fine. All right. So week 2, whoo, dropping the boxes and stuff. I have the Art of Adventure Tarot. I love this bag that I made for it. and I just dropped all over here. And I am also using one of my Japanese decks. I am using the Nihon no Shintaku Kado, and that means the Divine Messages of Japan. So I'm using that deck here, and it's gonna do the same sort of thing. You know, as I said, I have been enjoying this layout. I could do something like that where I just I have this situation going on, and I might do that for some of the days, but yeah, but pretty much in general I kind of want to do this layout here. I have, like I said, been enjoying this sort of 6-card layout lately. So this combination, I wasn't sure how it was going to pair together, but so far it's like just on quick cursory glances. And oh, by the way, the Art of Adventure has the coolest edging here, so pretty. Yeah, so, but I think this could work. I think it could work. So looking forward to this. Okay, so week 3 of July, I am using the Tarot of the Great Outdoors. I love this bag that I made for it. Really happy with this. And here we go. I do not like this cardstock at all. Something I've mentioned a gajillion times on my channel, but I'm pretty sure they fixed the cardstock though. I just have the old version, which is really crappy cardstock. So you might have the old version that's really crappy, or you might have the new version that I hear is better. So great. And the Oracle card, Oracle deck that I'm going to be using is the other deck that I got from Robin, and she sent me the World Animal Dreaming Oracle by Scott Alexander King. Really cool. I probably will not have a separate video going over this deck, but this is a really nice deck, and I thought it went really well, especially with the theme of the Tarot of the Great Outdoors. I mean, giraffes are my favorite animals. We have horse here. Like, it's just I don't know, it's cool. And horse with personal power, horsepower. You know, and it's just, you know, the theme goes very well with this Tarot of the Great Outdoors. I think the colors go pretty well together too. Bear, we have introspection with the Wheel of Fortune and the 5 of Sticks, and I like that there's a bear here, so that may be something I connect to it. And I will probably use this layout. This makes sense for this particular type. The 6-card layout, it works with the smaller Oracle decks. Oh, sorry about the dog. But yeah, I think this combination is just kind of made for each other. Ooh, orangutan. I am planning on, I think my July painting might be an orangutan. I painted an orangutan before, and if I remember during editing, I'll put my previous painting up on the screen. Yeah, and I kind of want to redo that one. Well, not redo it, but like do a smaller version of it in my art journal. So I've been trying to do a painting a month, and they're small. They fit in my Hobonichi weeks, so they're small little paintings, and not quite as you know, fancy as like the full artwork that of that, like for example the orangutan that I did several years ago, but yeah, like orangutans. All right, so that will be week 3 in my nightly readers. Okay, so the final week, I am going to do the Eldritch Overload Tarot. This is the bag. And the Bushido Oracle. I'm going with another Japanese deck here. Yeah, so I just thought this seemed like a pretty... I wanted to use another Japanese deck, and I also wanted to use my Eldritch Overload, which I haven't used in such a long time. And I very quickly paired these two together to see if I liked it, and I was like, yeah, you know, that could work. So I am going to use these ones. Yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting combination, and I will just definitely have it in this sort of layout where it's the Oracle card in the center and the tarot on either side, sort of expanding the message. All right, so there we go. Okay, totally lied. There was one more week. One more week. Yeah. So I also am doing the Wise Dog again, and with this time with the Phenomena Oracle. Nice little small deck by Jessica Bott. Yeah, and in fact, the first one I ever got of her decks. Yeah. So I went with this one. So I went with the Wise Dog at the end, or I'm going to go with the Wise Dog at the end of the month because this is the week that leads into August, and so which is Lunasa. So and the Wise Dog is my Lunasa deck because it is associated with the Irish God Lu in my collection. So yeah, and it's specifically dedicated to him. So I only use this deck in regards to communicating with Lou. So I thought it would be kind of cool to pair it here with the Phenomena. So that will be the last week of July going into August. And this is probably the layout I'll be using for that. Okay, so the astrological events, well, more likely more specifically the moon phases and when the sun turns to the new sign is right here. So the first today is the 29th, so I will be doing the full moon, and I'll probably be covering this in the next Enchanted Expectations, and then the third quarter moon is in Aries on the 7th. The new moon is in Cancer on the 14th. The first quarter moon is in Scorpio on the 21st. The sun enters Leo the next day on the 22nd. And then finally, the full moon in Aquarius is on the 29th. So there we go. And the Irish word for the month of July is actually Yule. Yule. So not Yule like the holiday, but it's basically said the same way. So July is said Yule in Irish. So there we go. Okay, so going over the videos that I did in June, that's Mehev in Irish. So I did my Kami to Yokai study at the beginning of the month. Normally I do them at the end of the month, but things had to be moved around, so did it at the beginning of the month. And then I did the hashtag Tarot Decks for Life. That video did quite well because that was a very popular tag, so cool. Yeah, that was a fun video to do. I really enjoyed it. So this is a tag that I created, and like no one else has responded to it. I am not good at creating tags. I think I've never really had my tags get picked up or anything, but I did a tarot tag. It was hashtag favorite tarot spreads, and it was really focused on spreads and us using our decks. So please go watch that. And if you're interested, I would love to see other people's spreads. So please go check out the tag that I did here, hashtag favorite tarot spreads. I don't think anyone else used that tag before this. I did a very quick search, but perhaps that was a tag that was used in the past. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, hashtag favorite tarot spreads. Please go check that out. I did a Witch's Moon and Roots unboxing. And then I did a video of my latest bag creations. Very happy about that. I did my MPC haul, my Make Playing Cards haul, and that turned out to be a pretty popular video. I mean, not surprisingly, hauls and popular tarot tags tend to do well, but I don't like to do videos just because I know that they're going to do well. I like to do my own things. I have my Kami to Yokai study that 20 people watch, and my Mildred Payne study that I think people were mostly interested in the first video but didn't really stick around. But yeah, I did the third installment of the Mildred Payne deep dive, and then the next Kami to Yokai, and finally this video here, the Enchanted Expectations. Yeah, so I in general like to do my own thing with my videos. And that's probably why I don't get much traction on my videos, which is fine. It's fine. But yeah, the ones that tend to be really popular are like the hauls, which I don't do a whole lot of haul videos. I do like to do walkthrough videos. I do walkthrough videos of each deck that I get in, usually separately. But every once in a while, if I get several, I might do a haul. And it made sense to do a Make Playing Cards haul there. Yeah, so anyway, so for July, Yule, I am going to start off July with the hashtag Mid-Year Tarot, and I think that was actually the one that was started by Chanel Days, though there's another creator that sort of picked up on it to revive it, since Chanel is sadly no longer on YouTube. Yeah, I hope she comes back someday, but it's up to her. But yeah, so I'm gonna do the mid-year tarot. I'm a little late on it, but oh well. Then these are kind of to be announced. The 7th and the 11th. I wrote in pencil new deck ? So I might be doing deck walkthroughs there. Maybe I'll do another tarot tag or something else that I decide that I want to do. Then because I'm getting 2 more of Chanel's decks in before this point, I am going to do a video just on Chanel's decks, the ones that I've gotten. So yes, I've talked about them talked about some of them in the Make Playing Cards haul. But I'm getting more, and I would like to do a video just going over all of her decks that I have now. Yeah. So it's possible I may do separate videos for like the Deathly Flowers. Maybe that'll be one of these ones here. I don't know. I'm still trying to decide. At the very least, this video will be the 2 new decks I'm getting in. So who knows? We'll see where it goes. All right. And then I'm doing another tableau style video. This will be video number 6 in that. And I'm going to be doing tableaus using planetary squares. So that sounds fun. I'm interested in that. Oh, I know what the other video was going to be. I got a new thing. I got a new thing that's going to be fun, and I think that's what's going to be on the other one here. Anyway, and then so the next video after that is going to be my decks for Lou. So I've been doing so I did a decks for Ondagda, and I did decks for Breach somewhere over here, decks for Breach right here, and then last year I did a decks for On Morrigan, and since we are coming up on August Lunasa, I'm going to do a decks for Lou coming up. And then, of course, my Kamito Yokai study and the Enchanted Expectations. So those are my YouTube videos upcoming. My Instagram and TikTok, this was so messy this month. I moved around so many things. But the pertinent days are Tarot Tuesday and Witchy Wednesday for my YouTube, for Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. Yeah, so there we go. And the YouTube Shorts, I don't quite follow this this plan. I kind of post them intermittently, but yeah. So similar things here. I don't know what I want to do for my pick a card. I think I want to use Art of Adventure for either pick a card or deck pairings or the deck review. Those ones, I kind of pick 3 different decks to focus on in that month, and I do a pick a card with one of those decks. I do a deck pairing with another one, and I do a deck review. So that's kind of what I do, what I've been doing each month. And of course, I'll have my spiritual flip through, some witchy pictures, witchy Q&A. Last month, my witchy Q&A was, what was it about? I think it was about moral codes in witchcraft. I think that's what it was about. Yeah. Not sure what I'll be doing this month for my witchy Q&A, but I'll figure it out. All right. So that is that for my social media schedule. Okay, hour in, and we are finishing it off with my Tarot and Oracle deck tournament. So my favorite deck that I used for the month of June, I picked the Velvet Heart Tarot. This is my favorite deck that I used this month. I had a lot of fun with this. Really happy to have this in my collection. I love the size of it. Love the shuffle. I love the pairings that I've done with this. I don't have a separate walkthrough video of this deck on my channel. Yeah, I mean, I talked about it in my Make Playing Cards haul, but I really enjoy pairing it with the Echo Tarot, and I've been just in general very, very happy, and I'm so glad I have this. It wasn't on my radar before, Chanel's, put her decks up for one last run, but I snagged it, and I'm so glad I did. So, Velvet Heart, it's right down here. Velvet Heart Tarot. All right, so there we go. So for January, my favorite was the Oracle of Many Paths. For February, it was the Floating World Tarot, which I accidentally started writing in the in the wrong month here for July. I'll have to fix that for next month. So Floating World Tarot was for February. March was In Dragonfly Shade Lenormand. April was the Unfinished Business Tarot. May was the Fairies Oracle, and June it is the Velvet Heart Tarot. All right, so that is it. Let me put my journal away here, and we'll close it up and be done with this. It's already over an hour, and I really try to make these not so long, but these videos tend to be so long. All right, thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye.